The FBI is offering a reward for information leading to the arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Plus, one person is dead and two others are hurt after a shooting at a Denver area high school. What we know now about the alleged shooter. And today marks 24 years since the September 11th terror attacks. The nation comes together to remember the lives lost. WTOL 11 Plus now is Toledo's only live, local, exclusively streaming newscast. I'm Dan Cummins. Habitat for Humanity spent the day building a house for a local deserving family, and today it was built by the women of WTOL 11. And Kaylee Marentat spent all day working on the home and joined us from the Women's Build. Kaylee, how'd everything go today?
Dan, it was fantastic. I'm such a fan of Women Build here and Habitat for Humanity. Thankfully, we had some of our WTOL 11 crews come out and we ended up priming the walls of this home. It was a fantastic day. I'm a little messy, so there's definitely a shower in my future.
Tell us about the Women's Build and why you do it.
Sure. So a Women Build in particular, I know some of the guys at our station were kind of sad they couldn't join in, but we decided to do Women Build with Habitat for Humanity because it gives women a chance to maybe learn some skills they haven't got the chance to do. I know Silver Barker joined us earlier and it was her first time using a nail gun. And it reminded me of myself. My first Women Build was in 2019 in Lansing with the Capital Region Habitat for Humanity organization, and it was my first time using a nail gun and any power tools, a table saw. But these are skills that I learned that now as a homeowner I can apply, and I wouldn't have learned those skills without Women Build. So it gives women the chance to get into a home and learn these skills from professionals.
Well, my wife won't let me use power tools, so there's that, I guess, because it's too dangerous to my well-being. So who's the house for?
So the house is for, the homeowner's name is Tamia. She's a mother of three. This is a 4-bedroom house, so it'll be perfect for her, and her 3 kids can have their own space. It's a beautiful home, and you know, there's actually 4 houses on this block that are being built by Habitat for Humanity. There's this one, there's one across the street, and there's 2 others next door. I can't speak for Tamia in particular, but a lot of these homeowners that get these Habitat houses, it's their first time being a homeowner. So the walls are primed. We're hoping to have Tamia moved in the next couple of months.
So the homes in South Toledo, will it be free for her?
No, so the people who buy the Habitat for Humanity homes, there's a lot of myths around it that these are just given away for free. However, that's not the case. These homeowners have to spend 250 hours of sweat equity, meaning they either have to work on their own home, someone else's home, or in the Habitat for Humanity restore. So they have to put in 250 hours of that. Not only that, they are buying the house with a 0% mortgage, meaning there's no interest. So they still have to pay for the home, not only with money, but with their time.
I know you love the camaraderie with your coworkers. I know you love getting your hands dirty doing things like this. But tell me what makes this so special for you today.
This is right up my alley. I absolutely fell in love with Habitat for Humanity, and in particular, Women's Build. So my first build was in 2019 at my last station. I worked in Lansing, Michigan, and it was introduced to me from our main anchor. Her name is Sherry Jones, and she had been doing this kind of what I'm doing now, and she introduced it to me, and I just got hooked. I ended up working on a dozen houses in the Capital Region, and it was because of her that I found my love with Habitat for Humanity. And I had texted her and said that we were doing this Women Build today, and she said, I have to be there. So she actually came last night. I did an interview with her on Good Day this morning, but the woman who introduced me to Women Build was actually here during my Women Build. So it was a little emotional for me today, actually, and this is something I will always remember.
All right, Kaylee, we're all wrapped up here. Thank you so much for your time, and well done. Well done, my friend.
Thanks, Dan.
Now to the stories making headlines across the country and around the globe. The FBI is asking for the public's help to identify this person of interest, dressed in a hat, sunglasses, and dark shirt that appears to have the American flag on the front. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking at Utah Valley University yesterday. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News the shot appeared to come from the roof of a nearby building. Police say they found what they believe to be the weapon in a wooded area, a high-powered bolt-action rifle, but not the shooter.
We were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
CBS News has learned Kirk's body will be flown on Air Force Two to his hometown in Arizona. A school shooting at a Denver area high school left 2 students hurt and the suspect dead. Authorities say the suspected shooter, 16-year-old Desmond Holley, shot 2 students. One victim was last reported in critical condition. The other suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities say the suspect died by self-inflicted gunshot wounds. As for a motive, authorities say Holley was, quote, radicalized by an extremist network. Today marks 24 years since the deadly September 11th terror attacks. In New York City, a bell tolled, marking the moment the first plane crashed into the World Trade Center. Bagpipes followed, and then the traditional reading of the names of the victims. At the Pentagon, President Donald Trump and the First Lady took part in a moment of silence for the 184 people killed there. A ceremony was held in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, in memory of the passengers and crew killed aboard United Flight 93. In addition to the lives lost, there's also a focus on the hundreds of first responders who have since died from 9/11 related illnesses.
We still have more people sick, and we're seeing illnesses and cancers that we had never seen before.
24 years after 9/11, more than 1,000 victims remain unidentified, but scientists are still testing, and in August, 3 more victims were identified due to advanced DNA testing. Mortgage rates are dropping the first time in months. According to data released Thursday by Freddie Mac for the week ending September 11th, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate averaged 6.35%. That's down from 6.5% last week. It's the sharpest weekly drop in borrowing costs so far this year. It comes as the bond market flashes signals the U.S. economy may be deteriorating more than expected after new data suggested the U.S. labor market was much weaker than previously thought. Chris?
Well, the sunny, mild weather continues into the start of the weekend. High temperature is going to be in the lower 80s for your Friday, but we're going to be surging close to 90 degrees. I'll show you when that heat arrives coming up next.
Still to come, a young boy from Ohio is battling a rare form of cancer with remarkable strength. His family sharing his story. Plus, check your kitchen cabinets. A brand of Dubai chocolate snacks sold at Costco is being recalled. We'll tell you why after the break. If you're watching on WTOL 11 Plus, you already know about our exclusive streaming platform, but do you follow WTOL 11 on social media? Right now, there's video you got to see on our TikTok page.
the case that gripped Northwest Ohio. September 9th marked 5 years since the body of 3-year-old Braylon Noble was found in a pool at an apartment complex in South Toledo. This is Braylon Noble. When he was 3 years old, he went missing on September 4th, 2020 at the Hunters Ridge apartment complex where his family lived. For 5 agonizing days, police, volunteers, and neighbors searched the apartment complex, even the pool where his body ended up being found. And when Braylon's body was found in that pool, heartbreak turned into outrage. People questioned, how could we have missed him in that pool? The coroner ruled his death undetermined, noting submersion in water but no signs of trauma. And despite multiple reviews, including one just last year, this case remains open with no new leads. This is Braylon's mom, and this is his grandmother. Both faced charges, not in his death, but for obstructing justice. They both were sentenced to probation. Now, on the 5th anniversary of his death, the community still has a lot of questions, like how was his body missed in that pool?
Make sure to follow WTOL 11 on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or your favorite social media platform. Follow us now to stay ahead of breaking news, weather, and the stories that have people talking. Uber's ride-sharing service is going airborne. The company says it's partnering with Joby Aviation to add helicopter rides to its app next year. The air taxi service recently purchased Blade Air Mobility, a company that transports passengers by chopper and plane, in a deal worth $125 million. A spokesperson for Joby Aviation tells CBS News the company does not have details on routes or pricing right yet, but believes airport connections will be appealing to consumers. A brand of Dubai chocolate snacks sold at Costco has been recalled due to allergy risk. The item is called Dubai Style Chocolate. It's made by Rolling Pin Baking Company. Rolling Pin says the allergen statement on the packaging notes they contain gluten when the labels say they should say wheat. According to the company, Costco sold the snacks between May 1st and August 29th. There's a real-life Doogie Howser in the making. 9-year-old Aiden Wilkins. He was able to read outdoor signs when he was 2. Now he's a sophomore in high school, also taking neuroscience class in college in Philadelphia. Aiden's mom says there is a specific reason why he chose that class.
He plans to go to medical school and eventually become a pediatric neurosurgeon.
Mainly because I was like helping people around my age. And I was always fascinated by the anatomy of the brain.
Before Aiden goes to medical school, he'll have to attend undergrad. For that, his top choices are Johns Hopkins and Princeton. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
At his age, I was still eating crayons, John.
I was too.
And of course, that
sniffing Sharpies.
Yeah, and explains a lot.
Yeah, even when I was, 18 to 20, college classes were certainly hard, and yeah, to study.
But you were in the sciences, though.
Yeah,
I was in broadcasting. I never even have to. I didn't know where the library was.
Yeah, there's a lot of math and science that goes into predicting the weather.
And I have no skills. This is all I can do, and I get by.
It's worked out pretty well for you, I'd say.
What's up with the weather?
Well, it's a pretty easy forecast, that's for sure. Lots of sunshine, lots of warmer days. I think the big story, Dan, is those near 90-degree temperatures. So summer's last hurrah. We'll call it a little.
Keep them coming?
Yeah, keep them coming. Mid to late September is looking very warm and dry. So let's jump into your forecast. That does include a very mild feel continuing into the weekend. Those temperatures expected to be well into the 80s both days and staying mainly sunny and dry. The warmer of the 2 weekend days is likely to occur on Sunday. Current temperature map shows you 70s across the board. Near the Lake Erie shores, it is just a little bit cooler with some lower 70s. And in the Toledo Metro, we do have some upper 70s to lower 80s west of town, near 81 in Defiance. Radar and satellite totally quiet, and that is going to be a pretty familiar picture for the next week to even 2 weeks. Now, we do have some brand new data coming in on the drought monitor. That brown color shows you moderate drought conditions that are in effect essentially for about half of Lucas County, stretching all the way down towards Hancock and Putnam counties. That is a level 2 on the drought scale. So we are starting to see an expansion of drought conditions as a result of the lack of rainfall. That moderate drought includes the city of Findlay, back towards Ottawa, Napoleon, and Defiance, to name a few locations. Now, across the state, 97% of Ohio is currently abnormally dry or under an official drought, and that really goes to show just how sparse rainfall has been, with only a sliver cover of the Buckeye State near Mansfield and Akron actually caught up on rainfall. High pressure overhead over West Virginia is going to keep sunshine around through the weekend with dry conditions. So the hour-by-hour temperature forecast. Here's a look at tomorrow morning. We're going to be in the 50s. Afternoon highs are expected to be nice and mild. Going to be a warm one with highs around 80 or so. And then into the evening, we do gradually drop back to the 70s for Big Board Friday. And that high school football forecast, another winning forecast for you tomorrow night. We're going to be in the mid 70s at kickoff, lower 70s by halftime, still in the upper 60s by the fourth quarter. So you're not really going to be needing that jacket or the hoodie that you come to expect by week 3 and 4. Here's a look at the weekend forecast, especially into Saturday. The Toledo night market's going to be back downtown, and it's really going to be a nice feeling forecast. Partly sunny skies, temperatures in the 70s from 6 to 10 p.m. For that evening night market again Saturday evening. That's that forecast. Weekend is going to turn much warmer Sunday. There's that taste of summer with temperatures near 90, a very mild day. And based on some of the latest trends, we have opted to keep in a dry forecast. You know, there was looking to be a slight chance for an overnight shower Saturday into Sunday, and it is still a possibility, but it's not looking widespread by any means. So weather impacts you can expect. Friday's going to be sunny and mild. The weekend heating up and likely dry, and drought conditions are going to be expanding next week with a very warm and dry stretch of weather. That orange color across the region shows you above average temperatures that are expected through late September. No chances of any rain. We could go a full week and a half without a drop of rain, and you'll notice those temperatures spiking at 89 degrees Monday and the tail end of the forecast staying well above average. And it's not until day 10 that we have any chance to see a drop of rain with a very dry and sunny stretch of weather. Dan.
John, thank you. A 3-year-old boy from Chillicothe is inspiring his community with a message of bravery and resilience as he fights a rare, aggressive form of cancer. Brandon Allison Jr. was diagnosed with stage 4 Wilms tumor. That's a rare pediatric kidney cancer. Our sister station in Columbus has more.
This 3-year-old, known for his lively, energetic, and full of life spirit.
He's always up playing, running around. It's like he'll tell you he's not sick. He don't act sick. He acts perfectly normal.
Brandon Allison Jr. was diagnosed with cancer shortly after his mom noticed a lump near his belly button. That lump turned out to be a 5-inch tumor on his kidney. The family recalling the devastating moment.
The look on their face when they walk back in the room as a parent, you can't take that away from them. And then to know that Bob had to fight something that most adults can't get through.
Brandon's journey has been marked by countless hours in hospital rooms, undergoing treatments, and even having his kidney removed. In the face of challenges, his smile endures, inspiring everyone who loves him.
He's always given us hugs and kisses and telling us that he's okay and that we're going to be okay. So we keep going for him, because we know that he can beat this, and he is working very hard at it, and he's not backing down.
That hope remains strong, lifted by the support of a caring community.
You have to lean on your family. You have to lean on the community that's behind you, 100%. They give us the strength to keep going for Bob.
That was our sister station from WBNS in Columbus. Brandon still faces several rounds of chemo, followed by ongoing checkups to ensure the cancer does not return or spread. His resilience and the love surrounding him continues to light the way forward. Still to come, a local man concerned for his safety and the safety of others because of this dead tree. He claims the city won't remove it despite making several calls to get rid of it. Plus, superintendents from several school districts are coming together to fight for their districts. We'll tell you why that's coming up. Thank you for being with us here on WTOL 11 Plus. Here are some other stories we're tracking tonight. A Lucas County grand jury indicting 3 people charged in the shooting and killing of a 17-year-old. Court documents state Gage Bearden, Robert Dorr, and Pete Wheatley were each indicted on several charges, including murder. All 3 accused of being involved in a robbery that led to the death of Darius Washington in June. The prosecution filed new documents today in the case against Darnell Jones Ogletree, the man accused of killing Kimani Lateague. The documents state the prosecution's delivered search warrant materials for a Facebook profile, as well as audio interviews with 3 people, including Linda Ogletree, Jones's mother. The state's also demanding discovery from the defense, including any evidence related to Jones' alibi and evidence to support his innocence. Jones has a hearing next week in which he is asking for the state to pay for expert witnesses in his capital murder trial. A North Toledo man is wanting to see something done about a tree in front of his house. He says it's starting to create more issues than he can handle. The problem started 2 years ago. It's now led to sidewalk and fence damage. He says he's contacted the city many times to try and get it removed before something worse happens. Megan Hartnett picks up the story.
Tommy Matney has lived in North Toledo for 40 years.
It's my home. I've been here and I'll probably die here.
But he's worried that something will make him have to move.
Frustration. Frustration.
A tree in front of his house, which appears to be dead, has been the root of his frustration for the past 2 years. The tree on the public right-of-way has been dropping bark and branches, causing damage. He says he's reported it multiple times to Engage Toledo, and so have his neighbors. He's scared it's going to get worse.
I'm worried about 2 things: people being injured and my house going down, or some car, the way they park their cars here.
Matney says a branch fell last week and took down part of his privacy fence. He says the city came to clean up the branch, but left sidewalk and property damage.
I was so angry when I came home, angry at the city, angry that it happened, but then probably 10 minutes later, I was just thankful. It didn't get my house, it didn't hurt anyone. So that's where it turned into thankfulness.
And he's thankful his grandson was able to help him fix the fence, but he says he can't be putting money into repairs.
Money I can spend, I don't have it. I'm on a limited income.
This isn't the first time a branch has come down. He says one broke part of the sidewalk last August, and the city was out in a day to get it.
They're cleaning up is great, but I want them to take it down so there's no cleanup. I'd rather have them be proactive than reactive.
Matney says at this point, the sidewalk damage doesn't bother him as much. He wants the tree gone because if it falls onto his house...
I see myself moving out. I don't see myself being able to repair it because I will not, number one, have the finances, and number two, I'm not physically able to repair it again.
That was Megan Hartnett. WTOL reached out to the city about the tree. We are still waiting on a response from them. The Rossford Fire and Rescue Department fire chief wants to add 4 full-time firefighters. During a city council meeting Monday night, members heard from the fire chief. Fire Chief Rick Soroka says this brings firefighter staff from 12 to 16 full-time members. It would allow the department to have 4 people on duty every day throughout the day. He says what they have staffing-wise right now is not working. This possible new addition would not remove part-time positions. The Finance Committee chair says they have talked about the cost and recommend moving forward. City Council still has to approve the plan before it becomes official. Leaders from all the Fulton County public school districts say there appears to be a push among people in Columbus towards having districts consolidate as a way to save money. Superintendents from each district released a joint letter this week. They say they're concerned with ideas floated by some people appointed by the governor to a committee looking into property taxes. The district leaders say it's important to maintain each community identity tied to its schools.
Really the biggest impact is on our local taxpayers and looking at how we are going to be able to maintain the schools as they know them and everything that comes with a school experience.
The superintendents want parents to reach out to lawmakers and support their local districts. You've already found Toledo's only local, live, exclusively streaming newscast, but have you had a chance to check out the other programming here on WTOL 11+? On Good Day after the show, Amanda Fay welcomes Q105's Eric Chase to the couch, talking with the radio DJ about music, of course, but also about some of his hobbies and pets.
You enjoy your job, though, clearly, and you said this is going to be it. This is where you're going to stay. But you also you have some hobbies. One of them is up on your head.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes.
As a transformer.
My nerd stuff.
So have you always been into like superheroes and
I'd say
action
so.
figures
Yeah,
and stuff?
I will. A friend said that I'm a bit of a savant in this way. I don't know. I think everybody has memories like this. But when I was a little boy, I remember watching the Transformers.
Yeah.
I remember the first one I got, where I bought it from, and all those things. And Mother Nature, Father Time, and nostalgia are all like forces of gravity and undefeated. So it's great to relive my childhood and bring it into the adult form of my life. And not having a family or kids, I like to say, like, in a way, I'm either an ancient millennial or a young Gen Xer. And because I don't have any of those, I'm relatively very affluent.
So you could buy all of these things.
All of these things, and the dogs get only the best peanut butter. And sure, they need more balls. So it's a different life, but I'm glad that people appreciate me for who I am and accept me for being a little different from most people.
A little different. I don't think you're all that different, though, because a lot of people are into superheroes, and they may not have a collection quite like yours, but...
And a lot of times those people, dads will share it with their kids.
Yeah.
I share it with myself and scare people when they come over and go, you have to see this.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this on your wall? You mentioned your dogs. You have a couple. How old are they?
They're like 15 and 12.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you'd never guess.
No.
A couple of years ago, when I took Diddy to the vet, he's the brindle one, that one. They said, it's probably time you should put him on some glucosamine for his joints.
Sure.
I was like, ma'am, he needs breaks more than glucosamine. I am not grateful for a lot because I like to think I put the effort in to get what I have. But I am endlessly grateful, like every minute of the day, that they have aged in healthy and energetic ways. Because dogs, they can't tell you what's wrong with them.
Right.
They can.
Oh, isn't that the worst?
It is. But
tough.
they're my boys. They have kept me alive at times.
Yeah.
Not having a family or not having family close by here, knowing that I've literally, not to be too deep, but like looked over at Diddy mostly in some dark days, going, if not for him, I don't know like if I would still be here. So they're truly lifesavers. You can watch the full episode of Good Day after the show next on WTOL 11+. John, really enjoying this streak of warm weather we're getting. Summer is back after that brief taste of fall.
Yeah, it was just a tease. Summer never left us, and it is still officially summer, and we are going to stay very warm through mid to even late September, Dan. It's actually going to be getting warmer. If low 80s still aren't quite hot enough for you, how about some upper 80s? But the nice thing is we don't have to deal with that humidity that we felt back in July, so we get the best of both worlds, the warmth but not the mugginess. Sunshine and dry weather likely to continue, and we might not get a drop of rain until the very end of that 10-day forecast. So drought conditions, unfortunately, going to get worse, but certainly nice and warm, Dan.
All right. Thanks so much for watching us here today on Plus.